how good that would be.
Back towards goal, hits the post, but tapped in, and there's Sam Bell.
Neesman, Slater and Cornick, that'll do it.
He making impact right away. He'll try.
Oh, yes! Tommy Cromwell's only gone and done it again.
So, Bristol City are on the road again, and this evening the destination is St Mary's for the first Robins visit there since 12 years past. Following relegation from the Premier League last season, Saints have made a strong start to life back in the Championship and are currently fourth in the league table and on a 9-game unbeaten run. Hello, good evening and welcome to Robins TV. Here we are live at Ashton Gate with my guests, City legend, striker, fan favourite, Nahki Wells, and Robins TV regular and former City defender, Chris Honor. Welcome, both of you. Bristol City, of course, arriving in Hampshire off that dramatic 3-1 win on Saturday, ensuring that we celebrated new head coach Liam Manning's first home game with a win, which was great news. And of course, we've got nearly 3,000 fans there at St Mary's as well. You've made a slightly shorter journey to Ashton Gate tonight. Nahki, we'll start with you. How's the ankle? How's the recovery?
Yeah, it's going well. It's been 8 weeks on Saturday. It's been a tough period for myself. Not having experienced any real injuries for quite some time. So it was a real setback for myself. But I'm nearly there. The plan is to be back on the grass on Friday. And I can start that process of starting to run on the grass and do everything outside. I've been in the gym all this time, just grinding, working hard, getting my head down, focusing on getting my body ready, and I'm really close now.
Must be very frustrating. Obviously, we would much prefer to see you at St Mary's rather than here tonight. But does it give you a chance to share that rehab with with the likes of Kingy and Rob Atkinson and Eamon and Ross? Do you become a sort of a tighter bunch when you're doing that all together, or are you all off in separate areas?
No, you do. It does build a good camaraderie between the injured players. You spend a lot of time speaking. For example, today we're all in today. Everyone travelled. We stayed behind. We did our rehab and our fitness sessions. We sat off, had lunch together, and it gives you an opportunity to spend that time with players that you don't necessarily always get to spend that personal time with. So yeah, it's given me a different aspect. Well,
we wish you a speedy recovery. As far as the atmosphere in the camp's concerned after Saturday's victory, tell us what that was like.
Yeah, no, the lads were buzzing. I think everyone associated with the team will be delighted with how the game went. Probably a bit frustrated that we let them back in the game. Ironically, we heard the lads saying at the halftime that they're going to come out the blocks hot. There's still more life in the team, and 6 or 7 minutes into the second half, it's 2-2. But yeah, thankfully we was able to get the third, and we went on to win it. So it was a tough game. I think there's 7 points in the last 9. So yeah, positivity's there, and the group's very excited about tonight's fixture.
Good stuff. All right, more from you on the way, Nahki. Chris, you've been watching Bristol City for a long time now. How are you feeling about how things are going now under the leadership of Liam the last few games? Of course, 3 unbeaten.
Well, I thought Saturday's performance was brilliant. I thought Middlesbrough were one of the form teams in the league. With all the things that the new manager is trying to do, he couldn't really put his stamp on the team quite yet, but it was a really hard-fought victory. I think that the team, they knew they were going to come out really strong into that first 10 minutes, 7 minutes, and after conceding 2 goals so quickly, it would have been so easily just to fall away. But it just shows a huge amount of resilience, that they kept on plugging away, and within sort of 15-20 minutes they scored the third and went on to win the game. I heard it was a little bit of a back to the wall last 5 minutes, and there was a few scrambled penalty box, a post was hit. But yeah, that just builds confidence amongst the group of players, and it was something that obviously Nigel Pearson started, and hopefully Liam Manning can take it on.
Great stuff. OK, more from both Nahki and Chris on the way very shortly indeed. First of all, the team news is in from Hampshire, and our man on the mic tonight is Alex Duffel, who'll take you through tonight's teams. Alex.
Thank you very much, Downsy, and welcome everyone to St Mary's Stadium on this cold winter evening. Saints boss Russell Martin has said that he'll look to utilise his squad depth over the next few weeks as they contend with a heavy schedule. And tonight he's made 3 changes to the side which drew 1-1 away at Huddersfield at the weekend. Ryan Manning comes in at left back in place of James Bree. Shea Charles comes into midfield instead of Will Smallbone, whilst exciting Argentine Carlos Alcaraz enters the starting lineup a day before his 21st birthday. Adam Armstrong leads the line, looking to add to his 10 league goals this campaign, and will skipper the Saints in absence of Jack Stevens. Plenty of Premier League experience on the bench as well for the Saints, including the likes of Shea Adams, Mason Holgate and Ryan Fraser. Liam Manning succeeded Russell Martin at MK Dons a few years ago, and tonight he looks to make it 3 games unbeaten since taking charge of Bristol City. Just the one change for the Robins from Saturday's 3-2 victory over Middlesbrough, and it's an enforced change too, as Cam Pring is suspended tonight, having picked up his 5th yellow card of the season at the weekend. So versatile Cal Naismith comes in at left back, but apart from that it's unchanged for the Robins, so Gardner Hickman and James continue in the middle of the park, with Sykes, Knight and Bell right up behind Tommy Conway, who leads the line and will look to continue his scoring form, having netted a penalty at the weekend. It's a shortened bench for City this evening, although still plenty of firepower on the subs bench, including the likes of Harry Cornick, Mehmeti and Vyman. And now we can hear from Robins boss Liam Manning, who's been giving us his pre-match thoughts ahead of tonight's fixture.
Liam, let's start with team news. So one enforced change, Cam Pring suspended, but Cal Naismith's back. To have a player of his calibre, how good is that?
Yeah, obviously terrific. Cal's been great, I have to say, in training. His leadership, the way he talks, and then his quality with his left foot, terrific. So, yeah, obviously fortunate to have someone of his level to be able to step in.
Without giving too much away, will that fundamentally affect how you approach tonight's game?
No, I think the principles of how we want to play stay the same. So, again, I think that's the biggest bit. Of course, the changes, like you said, enforced, but how we want to go about it, how we approach it, doesn't change just because of that.
2,800 Bristol City fans, hopefully they've got off the train and here to St Mary's tonight. How much are you looking forward to hearing them shout? Yeah, I can't wait. I thought they were outstanding at QPR and again really good at the weekend, so massive thank you for getting behind us and making that journey, because it's not easy, I know, on a Wednesday night. So yeah, looking forward to hearing the noise that they can make. Some great performances against Middlesbrough. What will it take to get a positive result this evening?
I think starting with the behaviours again. I think that got us through at the weekend. Not panicking, staying calm. When they got back in the game at 2-2, and giving everything. I think that was the biggest bit. I watched the game back, and it's a set piece. There's a corner at the end where literally there's about 10 players between the ball and the goal, which that kind of has to embody where we start. So. That desire to run, to put your body on the line, to compete, things that I've spoke a lot about in the last sort of 2-3 weeks. That has to be the starting point, and then on top of that, obviously, we speak a lot about game plan. We go into a lot of detail, but I think the players are starting to be a bit clearer in what it looks like for us. And then us, putting trust in them to step on the pitch and problem solve. I think that's a big part as well. We can have the game plan, but they have to feel it when the game starts.
All the best tonight.
Thank you.
Liam Manning chatting to Dave Barton there down at St Mary's. One change then, Cal at left back, Cam obviously suspended. What do you think that will do? How will that ring the changes, Nahki?
It's a big personnel change, with Cam being somebody who loves to give us a lot of attack and threat with his legs and his ability to get back. But Cal is, like the gaffer said, an experienced player. Very comfortable in possession, and continues to give us that outlet with his left foot, which ultimately will give the side that balance that we need.
And Chris, he's got his work cut out for him tonight, because Kyle Walker-Peters, former England international, up against him tonight. That's going to be a bit of a showdown.
Well, before I realised that Cam was missing today, I did think that it was going to be a good contest down that right-hand side, or our left, their right, between Cam and Walker-Peters, with Naismith sat in there. He's a great talker, isn't he? He's a great organiser. He's got a huge amount of ability. Lovely left foot, he can deliver the ball at set pieces. He gives us all those kind of things. Just be interesting race. That's all the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about. There, obviously Cam's got younger, fresher legs, and obviously Naismith gives you a little bit of a wiser head, and he's got a lot more experience, and hopefully he'll be able to drag Bell back and give him some protection on that left-hand side, because it could be a busy night otherwise.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how he gets on a little bit later on. Well, Nahki, it's a pleasure to have you here. Give us a little insight into what life is like now under Liam Manning, our new head coach.
Yeah, so I would say it hasn't been too much of a different change. Similar regime, more meetings, a lot of information. I think he's given us, obviously, it's a fresh start, his new ideas, he has to implement that on the squad. It's been a lot of detail given to the players, but the players are brought into it. I haven't been fortunate enough to be on the pitches and get the full insight of everything, kind of watching it from afar, being in meetings. But he's big on his detail, he's big on the team shape, and has been able to enforce that out of possession information very well, and in recent times he'd be looking to help us improve in possession and start being more efficient higher up the pitch.
And what sort of personal interaction have you had with him so far?
No, it's been good. I bump into him into the cafeteria every day, just checking on him coming along, kind of eager to get me back out there, rightly so, alongside me as well. But I've been in, had a little bit of a review with Tommy after the QPR game, just to see it from his perspective as well, and see what he wants from Tommy. Obviously, us being similar players, playing the same position, so just trying to be intact with everything that's going on out on the grass whilst I'm inside. So when I get integrated back into the squad, I'm well aware of what he expects, what he wants from his players, and just to be kind of switched on with everything he wants to do.
That was one of the things I was going to talk to you about, that rivalry. I mean, obviously, you're all great mates together, but the people that play your position, your fellow strikers, is there a little bit of, rivalry that goes on? I mean, you look at last year and, the race for the golden boot and the most scored goals and stuff like that. It's a friendly rivalry, I guess, but it's still a rivalry. Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's football. We all have egos. We all want to be the best players, but equally, I think to be a good team, you have to have that healthy competition, and that's what it is. Last season he picked me to the award, and credit to him. He done really well. I watched him come through and get integrated into the side, and for me, he's a good kid. He works hard, and I think he thinks he's staying for myself. So he wouldn't have any ill feelings for me to me doing well, and I'll be supporting tonight. I gave him a message earlier, hoping that he does well, keep the run going. Because ultimately, as a football club and as a teammate, what do we want? And that's success. And that's, in order for us to have success, we need everyone firing. And that's going to push me as well. Good. That's so nice to hear. And you do get the sense from the bits that we see on social media and so on that you guys are all very tight. Bristol's been your home since 2020. You came, of course, from Burnley. Do you call Bristol home now? Is this home? It is home. Yeah, my kids are settled in school. I've been, January makes 4 years, so it doesn't feel that long, but time flies. We've gone through the COVID area, back into the normal life, and before you know it, it's like you said, it's been nearly 4 years. But Bristol is home now. My family's settled. I'm enjoying it here. Fortunate enough to sign a new deal last year, which extended my stay, which I was extremely delighted with, and just gave me the opportunity to focus on my football longer term, and continue to try and do as well as I can for the football club. And how personally do you cope with the frustration of being on the sidelines at the moment? How do you deal with that mentally? It's been tough. It's been strange. Like I said, I've been very fortunate to have not picked up many injuries, not missed many games since I've been here. This is the first real game. Well, QPR would have been the first game that I actually physically couldn't go to or see the team. I went over to Cardiff. I've been here for the home fixture, so it's frustrating. It's a bit of a humbling experience for me, and you don't take it for granted. But it's given me opportunity to reflect, work on my body, try and get a bit stronger, and just try and do everything I can to get back out there, because ultimately that's where I want to be.
Yeah, you want to be out there, not in here.
No, that's correct.
We don't blame you, don't worry. Nahki, for now, thank you very much. You're watching Robins TV. Hello. A very good evening to you. We are bringing you all of the coverage live from St Mary's as Bristol City make the trip to Southampton for the first time in 12 years. All the action on the way. Plus, we celebrate 50 years of a firm favourite fan and a wonderful manager. He is the second longest serving manager. Alan Dix has a new book out. We were at the book launch. We will give to you all of the detail and the information about that on the way very shortly indeed. And we look at some in-depth analysis of Southampton and ourselves too. And we might even play you that Taylor Gardner-Hickman goal again as well. We all want to see that. All still to come after this short break. Welcome back to Robins TV, and we are covering all the action from Hampshire tonight as Bristol City pay a visit to St Mary's to take on Southampton. But first, tonight, he's City's second longest serving manager. He was the first and the last man to take us into the top flight in 1976. He is a club legend, and he's celebrating 50 years of football with an autobiography. And of course, Robins TV was there at the launch.
So Alan, we're here to celebrate you this evening. Just tell us a little bit about what tonight is all about.
The first thing that my son-in-law said to me 2 years ago, before COVID actually, you know, I'd like to write a book about your life, you know, and I said, okay. So we started, and we did it. He worked very hard. He put the whole thing together. I've only talked, which is, I can do a bit, and I can talk about the game as well. Life is too short. You know, it's much better to be a positive person with the relations as against a negative one.
Chuffed the bits for him, really. You know, sort of spent the best part of 12 years under him. When you look at what he achieved at Ashton Gate, it's just brilliant. We were lucky. It was a special bunch of guys as well. I mean, we'd gone through the youth teams up into the reserve team as it was then. The majority of us sort of managed to get into the first team at some stage, and it was under his guidance. I mean, he's got to be Bristol City's best ever manager. You know, without doubt.
It's nice to see Alan again. I've not seen him for a couple of weeks, but it's nice to see him, and he's getting a reward for what he'd done at the club. He was outstanding as a manager. Very rarely did he lose the rag, did he lose his temper. He's always composed, and when you needed a telling off, he told it properly. He didn't have a right go at you. He told you where you were going wrong, what was right, what was wrong. And he proved to be a really good manager. I think probably one of the best managers the club's ever had.
The whole thing about the 50 years, I've got another 20 playing in the streets of London, where we used to try and hit the lamppost on the curbside as a goal. He was just a great lad, you know, and you knew who the boss was, put it that way. When things got a little bit rowdy, he put his foot down, yeah. Just a great boss, yeah.
And of all your memories, if we can narrow it down to one, do you have a favourite memory of your time here at Bristol City?
The most important one, I thought, was the Coventry game that kept us in. And then the second one was the brilliant performance at Arsenal.
I can imagine I wasn't too long at the club, and he always thought me quite loud. And there was one day he was on the phone. I didn't know he was on the phone, like, you know, I just walked in, I walked off the corridor into his office, and I was singing this, pitching my voice, and he's turned around on the phone and he's went, covered the phone, gave me a right rollicking. one of the few times he lost the rag with me. But after, like, 2 minutes later, like, he was laughing at me, clown.
Excellent stuff. Dan White there with some excellent interviews at the launch of the wonderful book Dixie's 50 Years in Football, the autobiography of Alan Dix, which is available in bookstores now. Now then, let's talk a little bit about what's happening tonight, and let's take a look at some of the analysis that we've got for you. We're going to start, boys, with Southampton. And against Huddersfield on Saturday, we really witnessed that they are really patient to play. They love to pass the ball, don't they, Chris? And then they just wait for someone to drop, and then that's where they put the ball. So the drop there. And as you move into that space, look, all of that space really open. Look where the ball goes. There it is. And a really easy goal then for Adam Armstrong to make. So that's, you know, a perfect tactic for them.
Well, I don't think Nahki will agree, because I think that's a brilliant finish from a great forward who's making a run to the near post. But you're right, the build-up work up to that point was very patient. There was some great movement towards the ball to make some space in behind. Good delivery into that area, first time ball across the box, and a poacher's goal at the near post. Yeah, it's something that Russell Martin's been working on for years. He's got a good set of players, and he just wants to keep the possession of the ball, because he knows eventually someone will make a mistake defensively and they can get into a little space, little pocket of space, and feed that ball across into the box.
We've entitled this one Taylor Gardner-Hickman and Matty James licensed to roam. Have a little look at this, because it's just wonderful how, you know, the interaction between the two, and to get into a position to score a goal like this, Chris, is amazing, isn't it?
Well, I think you just wanted to play this goal again, to be honest.
I did want to play this goal, you're right.
I mean, it's a brilliant finish. I mean, any of the fans who were behind that on Saturday probably won't be able to get out of their memories for a few weeks yet. But yeah, lovely move into space. Bell cleared a bit of area, moved some players away, and he just curled it in the top hand corner in off the crossbar, which makes it look even more spectacular. But Nahki, you'd be proud of that one.
Yeah, no, I was on the bench right behind it. I got to see it from the direct angle from the strike. It's probably one of the best goals I've seen live. And from Tails, he has that ability, he has that delivery and good technique. And from, you know, to see it go into top bins is delighted for him.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks, boys. You're watching Robins TV. Time to say goodbye now to all of our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. It is a global broadcast, however. If you want to see all of the action from St Mary's, all you need to do is head to bcfc.co.uk and buy your pass. But for those of you that remain, we are on the way. Yes, kickoff is, of course, at 7:45. It is Bristol City versus Southampton. Kickoff's next.